1, 2, 3. It's 4 AM now. Probably should call it soon. Cute.
It would seem that one of the armies who've been following you since Lot Yonan's vaults has caught up with you. You can even smell the rancid grease the orcs use on their weapons. Boindil immediately prepares to fight, but Andakai demands you avoid confrontation. You have put out a plate of food for the night every evening since Jarun and Andakai joined you on your journey, but still none of you have seen him eat. You decide to pay particular attention to him this evening, to try and find out what is under the helmet. Andakai is sitting not far from the giant, studying the books.
Have you found anything useful yet?
She looks up at you.
You think I will stay and fight if there is a spell in the books that might defeat Nodon?
Yours is the god of balance. Don't you see it as your duty to create a balance between light and dark?
Instead of answering, Andakai rubs her eyes and closes the books.
It's too dark to study. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
Disgruntled, you watch the Mager as she walks over to her bed for the night. Your eyes fall upon Jarun and the plate at his feet, on which not a crumb of food is left.
While you were distracted, he just emptied the whole contents of the plate into his helmet.
The path leads you through a ravine, whose steep walls are mainly made up of loose boulders and scree. You could probably cause a rockfall that would block your pursuer's path and obstruct your way back. It takes longer than you would have liked to trigger a rockfall that is big enough. But when the dust settles, you realize that you have been rewarded for your troubles. The path is blocked. In the afternoon, with the sun low in the sky, the path leads you through a ravine. A glance at your map suggests that you're near to Boribor, the Orc realm.
Fracas, may we remain unscathed.
About a mile further on, Boindil suddenly stops in his tracks and sniffs.
Can you smell that? Piggy snouts! And lots of them too!
Let's proceed with caution. Perhaps we can take a few of them out before they raise the alarm.
Alright.
Huh? On with you! On my way!
That's what it's done. Up there! We have to stop them before they can warn anyone!
On my way!
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Huh? As good as done!
Huh?
And what now?
Yes?
Huh? What is it?
Damn it. We got away. I saw an ogre.
Who's next?
And again!
And what now?
Huh? On my way.
Huh? hardly put up a fight. Come here, you.
Yes?
Vile creature.
Understood.
Oh, actually.
Huh?
Hey, flare your visor right at Tungdil. There, you got to see him.
End it. And what now? Say goodbye forever. What is it? On my way. All right. Let's go.
Sadly, there's no achievement for doing that. Careful what you wish for.
Who's next? Huh? On my way. All right. Let's go. Oh, bad luck for you.
Huh?
End it.
Understood.
Could you move?
On my way. Say goodbye forever. Yes, yes. Of course. And what now? Who's next? Huh? Too easy.
Engage this guy.
I didn't hit you very hard. Too easy.
Jesus.
Huh?
I didn't hit you very hard. And again, he hardly put up a fight. Vile creature. He hardly put up a fight. And what now? Yes? Who's next? As good as done. Yes, yes. All right. Bad luck for you. Of course. Too easy. Kill. End you forever. All right. Yes. Yes. Say goodbye forever. Vile creature. All right.
Finish him.
Oh, what bad luck for you. As good as done.
Yes?
On my way. Of course. As good as done.
Oh no, we're gonna have to wipe out this orc village. How terrible.
End it.
Yes?
What is it? Say goodbye forever. Yes?
There we go. I was hoping to send some to the bottom, but sure, that will do.
He already put up a fight. Yeah. What is it? I didn't hit you very hard. And what now? Haha. Too easy.
Ooh, his smash costs 4.
Yes?
Huh? Yes? What is it?
I even though it should say name with this.
Oh, what bad luck for
It
you.
does cost a lot more.
Didn't hit you very hard. Oh, what bad luck
Put up
for
a
you.
understood.
As good as done. away forever. What is it? Who's next? Huh?
Yes? Uh-huh.
Yeah!
Fabracus!
Yeah!
Yes?
On my way! Yes?
Uh-huh.
And what now?
Yes?
What is it? Yes?
As we
On my way!
I know simply fight your way through, but
As good as done!
I want to see if you got on for killing them all.
On my way! As good as done! On my way!
No.
On my way! We should go down into the caves and vaults! There'll be more of them down there!
Or maybe we should concentrate on finally getting to Ogre's Death Stronghold, Boindil.
You ignore the offended look on your friend's face and set off, leaving the Orc Mountains behind you.
Oh, she even got an XP for that. There's an oasis here.
You can already see the oasis a day's journey away, but in the glimmer of the midday sun, you're not sure whether it might not just be a mirage. But the twins are convinced that there is a village here, and the prospect of a roof over your heads for the night keeps you going. The nearer you get to the oasis, the more the uneasy feeling grows that something's not right. It's too quiet, and you don't see any movement. Once you enter the village, your fears are confirmed. Your enemies have already been here.
They're all just kind of gravitating slowly towards me. Here, one sec. 1, 2, 3. Alright. How did she say his name again?
This whole thing is probably a trap. We should...
Welcome to Pasna. I'm sure the citizens would greet you themselves, if they could.
You recognize the elf immediately. You saw him with the leaders of the orcs, and he appeared to you in a dream after Greenglade. Or no, not in a dream.
Sintharas.
So we meet again, Tungdil. What do you think of my work in the vaults? It was a nice start, wasn't it?
An eerie smile sets on Sintharas's lips.
Wonderful. I can see the hatred in your eyes. Come on. Come and get your revenge.
Let's give you a try. Though it's weird, he'll be just standing out. Oh, he fades from existence.
On my way. Attack! What is it? Huh? What is it? He hardly put up a fight.
Now you've got me interested.
Huh? Yes?
Next. And what now? What is it? Yes?
What is it? my power.
Huh? Huh?
I'm with you.
Now you've got me interested. Not a bad idea.
Now, what is it?
Yes?
End it. What is it? Yes?
What is it?
What
Now
is it?
you've got me interested.
Ooh, she hit him with it.
All right then.
What is it?
Need to be careful with her.
Yes?
Huh?
What is it? And I didn't
pretty
even
hard.
take off my gloves.
Understood.
Don't run
Now
in,
you've got me
you
interested.
suicidal idiot.
Just need a little rest.
God!
Yes?
That completely just rebounded.
What is it? How about some help?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself.
Huh?
Huh? On my way. I need help.
All right, here. Quickly.
Ow! Another one bites the dust.
They're hitting me pretty hard. Yes?
Yes? It can't end like this. As good as done.
Nah, it's not gonna end like this.
On my way. Ow! Another one bites the dust.
Retreat! Back! Why are you here? And how can you possibly still use magic?
The one person your master left living is the one you would least like to have as an enemy. Go on, little Alf. Flee.
Your magic saved you this time. But next time, I'll be prepared.
Ironically, her magic made it our victory less likely. You know, you cost us the fight.
I've had enough of fighting. It's about time we head to your home.
I've had enough too. But we've got several days in the desert ahead of us before we can enjoy a cold beer.
The longer we talk about it, the later we'll get to our beer. Let's go.
One orc horde is gone.
You've been traveling through the desert for days. The sand is simply everywhere. In your shoes, under your clothes, in your mouths. Even the makeshift cloths that you've wrapped around your heads is of little help. With the last of the energy you can muster, you finally leave the 40-mile-wide sandbar that separated you from Ogre's death. It is as if you've passed through an invisible wall when the raging wind and sand suddenly fall silent. In front of you, an enormous massive towers into the sky, the Blue Range. The slopes cast long shadows over Ogre's Death Fortress, which nestles in the spurs of the mountain. Even from this distance it looks impressive, with its 4 defensive terraces, one above the other. The anticipation of entering a real dwarven city for the first time grows with every step, and you feel the power returning to your limbs. You've almost done it.
King. You have called me to succeed you to the throne. Here I stand before you.
Well,
Before you are chosen as the successor to the High King, hear, King Gandagar, the challenges that await you. Hordes of orcs are rampaging through the north and the west, and the perished land is stirring. It would seem that the Magi cannot sustain the barriers.
This gives us an excellent opportunity to attack the last elves in Alandor. They are weakened. The perished land afflicts them. Let us wipe out the traitors once and for all.
Yes, right. Exactly.
here, here.
Madness. What are you talking about?
I do not recognize you, King Gandagar, in what you are saying. The elves are inhabitants of Girdlegard. Has your hatred for them clouded your senses to the point that you wish to ignore the words of our god?
Belendalin's gaze falls, as if incidentally, on the King of the Fourthlings' advisor.
Or is someone giving you bad advice?
On the contrary, it was Bislipper who finally supplied me with the proof. A report titled How the Fiflings Lost the Gate. It was the elves that poisoned the brave Fifling warriors in their stronghold. A devious disease spread by the pointy ears in the shafts of the Grey Range.
Impossible.
I always knew it!
Treason.
I don't believe
They should
that.
pay for it!
To the pointy ears!
Enough! Don't be so short-sighted! We are talking about the safety of Girdlegard. We must reach out and forge a large coalition with the elves. Yes, and even with the Thirdlings, if we are to defeat the perished land.
My High King, you cannot be serious.
Drivel from a dwarf who has grown too old in his post. Are we not here to choose a new High King? We have waited long enough.
It would seem you will have to wait a little bit longer. The second aspirant has arrived. Our guests must be tired from their long journey. The meeting is adjourned till tomorrow.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting that, really. I was thinking it, I should have probably said it, but I was kind of expecting it to have that kind of reveal. Remember seeing a very harsh critique of the novel saying it's kind of cliched teenage tripe. Seems a bit harsh. But I could kind of see that turn coming.
But why do you think that I...
Everything will become clear. I've had a room prepared for you. Before you take to your bed, please pay the High King and I a visit in the throne room.
Ah, your highness! Heir apparent? What do you know? Spit it out.
A slight expression of guilt flits briefly across Boindill's face, but he's soon back to his old self.
A scholar as I king has something to it. You'll certainly have our votes, that's for sure.
Boindall nods in agreement.
As High King, you could unite the kingdoms and get them to do battle against Nod On.
You look at your friends and aren't really sure whether they are trying to pull your leg or not.
I can't be High King. I got all my knowledge from books and you're pulling my leg, right?
The twins' grins grow ever wider, and it would seem they can hardly contain themselves.
Just talk to High King Gundrabur and Belendalin. They will explain everything.
High King Gundrabur seems... well...
Old? He is ancient. Even by Dwarvish standards. He has been old for as long as I can remember. Belendalin has taken care of most matters for dozens of cycles. But Gundrabur always has the final word. His mind is younger than all of ours, I tell ya.
Belendalin should become High King. I was there when a runt took his arm. He still managed to kill half a dozen of them afterwards. What fighting spirit! We had to drag him off the battlefield.
The law requires that a firstling or a fourthling must be chosen as the new king of all dwarves. And, as the firstlings didn't turn up...
So we are a fourthling, like the other guy said. And the thirdlings are traitors. The fifthlings fell. What's the issue with the secondlings?
For the first time, you have the chance to appreciate the beauty of the place.
I like the
You
walkways.
suddenly forget what you wanted to say.
I've never seen such masterful masonry. To be honest, I didn't even know that stone could be worked in such a way.
Ha ha ha! The secondlings are the best masons of all the kingdoms. That's how Fracas made us. Well, he made some of us into warriors too.
Boandal glances at his brother, and he laughs with satisfaction while looking around the hall himself.
I think I'll continue to look around.
Don't get lost. And tonight, we will finally drink a lovely dark ale in the glowing anvil.
Yeah, I actually quite like the walkway and the design here. Though there is no fucking railings. Dwarf gets drunk, falls to
Can't see
oblivion.
the bottom. When the secondlings named the Blue Range their home, there was nothing here but hard rock and a few small caves. Fantastic.
Is half the walkway gone? Might be a ramp down. Again, you're walking down a very steep staircase, like, and those are very narrow steps. His foot is around twice the size of them. You'd be kind of walking up them on your fucking tippy toes. With no railings. Like, sweet Jesus Christ.
Andakai, what is it?
I came to return these books to you, Tungdil. Luckily, I was able to make sense of most of it.
You observed how the Mager took time to study the books during your escape.
They are records from the Outer Lands. They tell of demonic beings from Barren Ground who can take possession of humans and invest them with great power.
Immortality, for example?
The Mager nods seriously.
They speak of an axe forged by the Undergrounders called Keenfire. It is said to have the power to cut through the flesh and bone of the living and completely destroy the demonic spirit deep within their soul.
So you think a demon from the Outer Lands has taken possession of Nudin?
He looked very different when I encountered him in Parista, and he rose from the dead even though you cut off his head. That can't be explained purely through the power of the perished land.
He wanted to prevent these books from falling into our hands. That would only make sense if Keenfire had the power to defeat him.
Though why were the books missed? If the place had been ravaged, why did they miss the books? As if they wanted us to find them. And then put on the act of trying to stop us. Did they want us to dig up Keenfire so we can get it so they can destroy it?
Where is this Keenfire?
I don't know if this weapon was ever forged. It requires rare materials and masterful craftsmanship. The purest, hardest steel, stone barbs decorated with runes, a hilt of Sigurdaisy wood, inlays made of all the noble metals, the blades studded with diamonds, smithed in the hottest forge.
We are dwarves. We have the most talented craftsmen.
And you have the Sigurdaisy wood. It is amongst the objects in your rucksack, which is fortunate as there are no more Sigurdaisies in Girdlegard. But even if you manage to forge the axe, it might all be just a fairy tale. It's too little to wager our lives on.
That wood being there is probably intentional. Planted by the other guy. I remember the magical objects he sent us off with. We were probably deliberately given the wrong bag to get, like, basically I think the guys foresaw all this happening. So he was getting us out there before shit went down. And gave the artifacts the other guy wanted. So if he just took them, they wouldn't be there. Or maybe the other guy could have had use for them anyway. Who knows? I've no real idea what's in the bag. Wait. Can I be honest with you? I was talking so off the cuff I don't fully remember what I said, and I'm not entirely sure it made sense. But yeah, part of me was thinking that the mentor foresaw some shit happening, not his own death, but that's why he sent us off with all the items. And left the other bag there. No. Best guess.
Do you know these undergrounders?
I have never heard of the Undergrounders, but I've been to the Outer Lands before.
It must be terrible. The hordes of Tion have marched from there against our strongholds for thousands of years.
It's not as bad as you think. It is certainly safer than a land in which a magus possessed by a demon is on the loose.
We can get all the missing materials, as well as a gem cutter, here in the stronghold. After all, Gandagar and his fourthlings are here. A stonemason from the secondlings, and I can smith.
The Maga looks at you thoughtfully, and for a short time it seems as though your enthusiasm is rubbing off on her. But then she says,
I wish you good luck, Tungdil.
You still want to leave Girdlegard, but what will happen to your realm and all the other realms?
I admire your optimism, my friend, but it isn't wise to stand in the way of a rolling stone. I don't wish to give up my realm, but I would only be prolonging the suffering unnecessarily.
But
you don't want to let the last Maga in Girdlegard go. Unfortunately, you can't think of anything that could cause her to stay.
Many thanks, Honorable Maga, for all that you have done.
And those two have gone.
You are exhausted from your adventurous journey, but it would be impolite to just go to bed if the High King is waiting for you.
Garen found an answer to the threat. Keenfire. No matter how difficult it is to forge it, we must do it. We don't know of anything else that could injure a demon.